Hello and welcome to Space Yoga Mission Control. Now that you're all stretched up, I'm here to tell you all about the science behind spacewalks. So my name is Lucas, and my day-to-day job, I'm a doctor at University Hospital Southampton, but I also moonlight as a space doctor. So I like to keep humans safe in space, but also help the stepping stones of getting humans to the Mars surface as well. Spacewalks, or as some scientists like to call them, extravehicular activities or EVAs, are anything that's conducted outside of a spacecraft, so whether that's outside the International Space Station or on the surface of the Moon or Mars. But a big question we often get asked is, why do we do spacewalks? Why are they important? So maintenance and experiments are the two main reasons, particularly if you think about the International Space Station. That's almost 20 years old now, so things keep falling apart, breaking, you need to repair things, even small meteorites can hit it, and these all need to be repaired to keep the spaceship working and to keep the crew safe. And to do this, we use spacesuits. And these are really big, bulky pieces of equipment that can be quite difficult to maneuver. So when astronauts conduct their spacewalks, they can sometimes be out there for up to 8 hours. That can be really long, it can be very tiring. And the reason they need to be so long is that if you try to imagine going 50 meters or crawling 50 meters while wearing 6 pairs of trousers, 6 jumpers, and then once you get there, you have to then unscrew 10 or more screws while wearing sort of 3 or 4 pairs of gloves, and then you have to crawl all the way back. This is all really tiring, really exhausting. Despite being weightless in space, having to maneuver with this bulky piece of equipment surrounding you can be really tiring, because astronauts have to be in peak physical condition. But then why do they need to be so bulky? Why can't we make them lighter? They need to be like that because they need to keep the astronauts safe. They essentially have to be their own mini spacecraft. So they need to be really strong, they need to be able to supply us oxygen, take away the carbon dioxide, provide us with communication. They also need to have sort of special thrusters to be able to rescue themselves just in case they get detached from the ship. And then as well as this, they need to be really strong, so have this metal frame, have lots of layers of tough material to protect the astronauts from sort of the harsh environment of space. So all of these together make a really big suit. To make sure these spacewalks are a success, astronauts spend lots of time practicing. So for example, back on Earth, they have these gigantic swimming pools. They're huge, they're big enough to fit the International Space Station inside. And they wear their spacesuits, and then they conduct the same experiments or the same repairs, so when they actually do it in space, they can do the same and make sure they carry it out without any mistakes. So recently I've been involved in a Mars analog mission with the Austrian Space Forum. So we went to an isolated region of the Dhofar Desert in Oman, and we conducted a sort of simulated Mars mission. What would it be like to have humans on the Mars surface? And the reason we chose this area is because it had a feel of Mars, but so more scientifically it had sort of the same geology, the same sort of sand and rock beds, the same sort of number of dunes and inclination. All these small things gives it a feel of Mars and really helps the astronauts buy into the simulation as well, which helps sort of the science that we can get from the missions as well. And as a part of this, we also developed our own sort of spacesuit. So very similar to the ones used up in the International Space Station, but ours were slightly changed. They're more designed for walking on the surface of a planet like Mars or Moon. And in particular, there was this restrictive exoskeleton that we used that mimics sort of the pressure used that you'd feel inside a spacesuit. So why is this so important for us back on Earth? Why do we care so much? For me personally, I'd love to see humans get onto the surface of Mars. That'd be amazing. And then seeing humans go on to explore the solar system. But then for everyone else back on Earth, all these small things that we take for granted, a lot of them have their origins in space research, things that you wouldn't predict. So things such as padding in your shoes or in cars or in mattresses, radio communication, even sort of small miniaturized cameras and video stabilization equipment, things that we use every day in our smartphones. We have space research in our pockets every day. We don't even realize it. So it's all these unpredictable benefits that can come from space research. That's also really exciting. So thank you very much for joining us at Space Yoga Mission Control. I look forward to seeing you on Mars very soon.